The FIFA World Rankings came out, and again, it's silly season. Tell me how you guys feel. We'll keep this from a CONCACAF perspective. Obviously, in the top five, you have teams like number one, Spain, number two, Argentina. I think that's debatable. You could see Argentina's won the last two Copa Americas, and they're the defending World Cup champions. And listen, say what you want about the Euros and Spain and what they've done. They also lost a Nations League. Argentina hasn't lost. They've not lost. I believe they lost with Dibu since Scaloni took over maybe 5 games, if that. He's got more trophies and goals conceded. So that's right there. Debatable. Spain number one, Argentina two, France three. France is one of the best player pools on the planet, if not the best. Best player pool on the planet is the French player pool. I will argue that with anybody. I think it's fairly easy to say that. Then you have England, Portugal. Top five, I think, is pretty accurate. 6, the Netherlands. 7, Brazil. Wow. Wow. 8, Belgium. 9, Italy, who has an opportunity to qualify for the World Cup, and that's a separate segment. They've got to go through a playoff, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me. 10, Germany. 11, Croatia. 12, Morocco. Don't sleep on Morocco. That's a dangerous team that I would not want to play in World Cup group phase, or let alone in the knockout rounds. And then Colombia, 13. And then you will have in there Mexico. So let's concentrate on the CONCACAF teams, if you will. Let me see really quickly. The CONCACAF teams are... The CONCACAF teams are here. Mexico 14, the US 16, Canada 28. That's what I want to focus on. I think Canada is a very good team, a team that I think is going to surprise a lot of people, but these rankings are based off what you won and where you're at and the games you played and against what quality opponent you played and et cetera, et cetera. They played Romania, Wales. I'm sure those games aren't going to get much fanfare for FIFA in terms of climbing up those standings. 28. Okay, I'll take that. I think there'll be a sleeper, but 28 I can take. Do we think Mexico is the 14th best team in the world? They are ahead of the likes of Uruguay, the United States, Switzerland, Senegal, Japan, Denmark, Iran, South Korea, Ecuador, and a few other teams. Australia as well, 25th, and Turkey, 26th, and Norway, 29th. Let's focus really quickly on Uruguay. Do we think they're better than Uruguay? I would say no. Do we think they're better than the United States? I would say it's pretty even there. They've not faced the United States top team in quite some time, but they've beaten them. So you can only play who you're in front of. So for argument's sake, let's say they're better than the U.S. Are they better than Switzerland? Switzerland dropped 4 on them. Dropped 4 on them. I don't think they're better than Switzerland. I don't think they're better than Senegal. And they didn't look good against Japan. Denmark, toss up. That'll be difficult. Iran, same thing. Difficult, but they could get by. South Korea, I don't think they're better than South Korea. Not South Korea's full team. Ecuador, the Ecuador they played against, that they had a very good first half, was a different Ecuador without some of their best players. I think Ecuador at full strength beats the Mexican national team. Australia, I think Mexico probably beats Australia. Turkey, I know Mexico beat Turkey, but they played against a Turkey that wasn't the full team, and they struggled at times in that second half. Norway, I think Canada's a toss-up. I like Canada, but I think Mexico beat Canada. And then Norway. Norway's got Erling Haaland, Odegaard. Like, at their ceiling, they are a ridiculous team to play against. Mexico would have some trouble there. Now, the U.S., not beating Uruguay, which, they're 15, 16. Mexico's debatable, but they haven't shown it. Switzerland, nope. Senegal, nope. Japan, nope. Not full strength. Denmark, maybe. Iran, they beat them in the World Cup. Let's give them benefit of the doubt. South Korea, nope. Ecuador, full strength. I've got my doubts. Australia, full strength. That'd be a good game. I think I'd probably take them. Turkey, nope. Got my doubts. Canada, got my doubts. Norway, got my doubts. That's where the U.S. would be. I mean, these FIFA rankings, I really don't know what to make of them. These are FIFA rankings for October 2025. And now, a way that the FIFA rankings work is if you play against better opposition, you get more points. You play more games, you get more points. Teams like Canada, who struggled for the last 18 months to schedule friendlies, or even post World Cup 2022 to schedule friendlies, they will be punished, will be hurt. And other teams like the U.S. and Mexico, who just schedule them left and right, even if it's not a FIFA fixture game, they will be benefited from these type of standings. Honestly, outside of the top 5, I don't take too much stock in these standings. And you could interchange Argentina and Spain if you want. We can have a debate, an argument, but clearly Spain, Argentina, France are the top 3 teams in the world. Just outside of that, Portugal, England, and anybody else have a realistic shot of winning the World Cup? Yeah, probably. I could see an England making a run. I could see a Portugal making a run. Absolutely, defending Nations League champions. But your top 3 teams are there, and I think good order. 1, 2, and 3, if you want, whatever the case may be. You can make a case for any of the 3. Even France, you could really make a case for France. France has been a top footballing nation for quite some time. But the rest is, I mean, do we really think Brazil is a top 7 team in the world right now? Brazil just lost to Japan. Brazil's been struggling in World Cup qualifying. This isn't the same Brazil of old. Look at their wingbacks. Look at the fullbacks. Look at the you went from Roberto Carlos, Cafu, Marcelo, Dani Alves to whatever you have right now. It's a reality. No creative players. You've got some good players who have not proven themselves with the full national team. Rafinha's great, Vini's great, Rodrigo's great, but they've not done anything with Brazil. They've not had their moment with Brazil. So we could debate that. Germany, not the same German team. Italy, still not qualified for the World Cup. They've not qualified for the last 2 World Cups. I think Croatia is still probably underrated there. Morocco probably underrated. Colombia is hit or miss. So you can go after, I think, the top 5 any way you want, from 6 to about 10. But really, 11 through the rest, there are some teams that just don't make sense to me. This FIFA World Ranking, we got to have a chat. We got to have a talk. Because some of these teams, the math ain't math.